Welcome back to another day, another afternoon, another evening of Patroma Therapy. Today, we're coming to you from Naples, Italy, the home of very famous pizza. And I'd like to greet all the pizza eaters out there. Also, we have a few new subscribers. This very interesting person named Ismail. He's super interesting. I think we'll be able to interview him. He's interested in philosophy and spirituality, and he's interested in beer, and he's interested in travel. And his brother provides all the fruit that goes into the bakery at this amazing German delicatessen here in Dallas. So my life has been so great since I last talked to you 24 hours ago. How about your life? I see you have a pizza in front of you.
Hello. I second everything you say, and I also greet all our subscribers, including new ones. Also, we've never ever met, and I'm not sure if we will be meeting each other. But anyway, my life is not as good as it will be, but yes, I'm having pizza in front of me. I'm trying to have something, always trying to have something in front of me in case like I'm getting high anxiety or I'm getting really sad. Because when you eat stuff, it makes you feel better. Not that it's necessarily improves the situation, but it definitely makes you feel better. Can you relate to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I love to take photos of food and I love to arrange the ingredients on the top of something to make it look like a better photo. And, even if I'm eating by myself, I like to, put out like a tablecloth or a pretty napkin or use silverware or it's kind of like, not, I'm not alone and sad, but I don't want to mention the S word, sad. But I do like to have, something in front of me. Right now, I have my phone in front of me, and I'm 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 looking at my phone, and I have some coffee in the other room. I can go there and have that coffee. But yeah, I think that food can be a great adventure. You can try different foods. You can try different foods from around the world. Did you know that Tony Carnes is a bit of a gourmand? He is
No, I did not know that.
he likes to cook and he likes to create beautiful dishes. And when he's not stressed out, he's cooking amazing stuff and making amazing stuff. And none of the things that he cooks with involves meat. But I'm a carnivore and I like to eat meat. I like vegetables. I pretty much will eat anything. How about you? Are you more of a vegetarian or a carnivore or a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of both, but I love it. I love eating out more than in. So it's 100% how I treat myself. Because I don't know, you said you're eating alone now and then. So I say, yeah, solitary eating is a good thing. It's so underrated. I love it because I'm kind of in my own bubble, having my friend Jack Daniels and that's some kind of food. I'm peace. It's peace and happiness.
Well,
And
talk.
I hope I just wonder what's that like for Tony. So if you could you just ask him a question the next time you get to talk to each other.
Oh, Tony's busy because he lives with his family and he's helping his family. And occasionally he can escape and go to an art museum. But he says he's been kind of trapped at home lately. So I'm not really sure what that trap is all about. But yeah, I'll ask him. I did want to mention something, kind of a take on something you said about solitary eating. You know, not to be depressing, but there's this concept in the Texas prison system that it's your last meal, like before you're executed. I'm really sorry I'm talking about this, but there's this concept of your last meal, and that they sort of try to provide you with your last meal because like you're gonna die. So I mean, I don't want you to, I don't want you to feel like you're in prison or or that you're going to
You mean,
die.
you mean they give you like a meal free of charge, no budget restrictions, like anything you want? Is that what you say?
Well, I
Because
mean, you're in
I'm,
prison. It's a prison. So what they try to do is before you die, they try to sort of get what you want. Like they can't make, creme brulee from Paris and they can't make gazpacho soup. But I'm saying, let's suppose you loved a peanut butter sandwich with bananas on it, like Elvis Presley, or you wanted a pizza, or you wanted a nice steak, or maybe you wanted, yeah. So I mean, you eat free every day at the prison because that's where you've been in prison and now you're going to die. But
yeah,
let's
can I say something? Because I
yeah.
thought about this, not exactly about this, but I thought about this on my commute earlier this morning. Because in Japan, I don't even know, I read it somewhere, they don't tell you when they're gonna execute you. So basically, you're convicted, and you're gonna die, but they don't tell you that it's gonna happen like in a week from now or next Monday. So you just sitting there and waiting for them to come. And I'm not even sure if in Japan they have this concept of last meal, because if you're given last meal, you know that they'll chop your head off by the sunfall.
Well, that is so close to my heart, actually, because as I was growing up, some of our subscribers know, and you know that I grew up in a military family, and that my father was in military intelligence, and that he actually learned Russian, and he was in military surveillance up in Trabzon on the Black Sea, and we would travel around. And, parents have different ways of disciplining their children. And one of the techniques my father used was that exact same thing. We would be caught doing something wrong, like, maybe we lived in Virginia in a 2-story house. We were not supposed to go out into the snow, and it was snowing, and we were in the basement. We escaped into the snow, and he'd come down into the basement and he would make us line up. Then he would say, "Have you been out in the snow?" We got snow on our boots, snow on our coats. And I would just say, "No." He said, "What did you say?" "No, sir." Then he'd ask my next sister, "Have you been out in the snow?" She would say, "No, sir." Then the next brother, "Were you in the snow?" So he would line us up, kind of like execution. Then he would give us this ultimate punishment: go to your room. So we'd trudge up the stairs, go into our rooms, take off our rain gear or snow gear. We just sit there, and we never knew when he was going to come in. So just waiting for him to come punish us was the punishment. We never knew if he was going to come in 20 minutes or half an hour, or maybe we were messing around the afternoon and it was getting to be dinner time, and my sister and I shared a room. We've been in our room for, over an hour. She's sitting on her bed waiting. I'm sitting on my bed just waiting. And during all that time that we're waiting, we have the ability to examine our conscience, because what else are you going to do when you're sitting there waiting for the executioner? But those are some fond memories of growing up.
Yeah, but that wasn't exactly the death row inmates, like whatever it is you come from. But I was gonna say, before we continue, I was gonna say, if you say last meal you're allowed to have anything, would I be allowed to shot of Jack Daniel?
I think so. Yeah, like if you have a special beer you like, or if you have a special, they're not going to go out and spend, I think that you can have alcohol. I have to double check on that, but I've also had friends at my church, Holy Trinity and St. Monica's and a couple other churches. They do prison ministry, and they actually go in to the prisons and just talk to the people, and they just stand there while the prisoners eat and just kind of talk to them, like
pizza and Jack Daniels would be my question for last meal.
Yeah, well, what's on that pizza that we see in front of us? It looks like there's some peppers. It looks like corn. What the heck is corn?
I'm not into pizza, and I eat everything they give me. I can't tell apart margarita and whatever the other pizzas are. I just now it's pizza. That's all. Or I know this apple. They're all the same to me. Or basically, I'm not into details. I apologize.
So aren't you a mathematician? Aren't you doing economic research?
Yeah, but I pretend. It's not really. I'm not good at it. What I'm good at is talking to you, because we do it every day.
Well, I do like that marguerite pizza. It is, it's the pizza dough, and it's a base of marinara sauce. Then they put basil leaves around there, and they put some mozzarella cheese. So there's no meat. Tony Carnes can eat it. And it goes into the oven, out of the oven. And then when it comes to your plate, you could get a slice, you could get the whole pizza. I'm also fond of something called white pie. So it is, there's a really great pizza place near to where I live. It's called Cane Rosso, which means the red dog. And they have a beautiful, huge oven, and you can watch the guys putting the paddles into the wooden paddles into the oven, and they're doing a custom pizza for you. So a white pie is the pizza dough, and then some olive oil, some garlic, a lot of garlic, and then several types of white cheeses, and maybe a little rosemary or something on top. And when it comes out, it smells amazing. I want to just, like roll up in a blanket, like I want to like roll up in that pizza. I mean, it'd be
but can you even put garlic in the olive oil? I'm not sure you can.
Garlic and olive oil is the basis of everything in Italy. It's the foundation of the Renaissance. No, what they do is the garlic is probably already crushed. You crush it. So what the guy, when he's loading your pizza, he's got the dough there. He's kind of lifted it, spun it, laid it back down, and he puts on the olive oil onto the pizza so that when it's cooking, the flavor of the olive oil will permeate the dough. Then on top of that, he puts some crushed garlic and then the cheeses. I didn't understand how you can't understand this.
No, I don't know. Anyway, my experience, I'm only experienced in eating like raw garlic because, I know some people don't like other people who eat raw garlic, but in my fallout shelter, in my dacha, in my summer house, I only grow potato and garlic because you don't have to do anything in order for them to grow. So I only eat potato and garlic when I'm not in the city. When I'm in the city, I eat everything I can eat. Does that even make any sense? I don't know.
It makes a certain kind of sense. There's a community garden that I go to here in Dallas, and it's been really, really hot. And there's tons of garlic growing, lots and lots of onions growing. You need it to be colder for potatoes.
Yeah. And also I have honey. So I think the more garlic and honey I eat, the more benefits I get. But then again, good. if you're with a woman or any people, not necessarily a woman, they'd be like, what's that smell? When you eat lots of garlic, you start smelling.
No. What you do is you just tell them that you're a vampire and lean over and kiss their neck.
Yeah, at first that was tough. I did that. I tried. Yeah, and
how did that work?
It didn't. But yeah. Anyway, I stopped eating garlic. I'm just on the honey now.
Good. Well, I learned some very interesting natural remedies from my previous mother-in-law. When you have an earache, what you can do is you can take, I don't know what you call it in English. Maybe it's mortar and pestle. I don't know what it is in English, but it's you mash up some garlic with a tiny bit of olive oil. Then you put it in a little small gauze piece of cloth, and you kind of twist it. And then you just kind of put that in your ear. and you lay your head down so that the garlic and olive oil is dripping into your ear canal. It's only a very, very small amount. Like, don't pour a bottle of olive oil into your ear, Mark.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so the garlic has very beneficial healing properties. And
Yeah, that antibacterial and stuff. That's why I grow a bunch of different varieties. And when it's harvest time, like now in autumn, I in the weekend mostly, I always want to taste them all and end up eating multiple bulk worts. But
yeah, I
yeah,
went
I'm
to
not
this.
sure if you'd like me, if you'd like to be near me when I'm into garlic.
Well, I'm going to be off in another part of your property, trying out your chainsaw, because you say you have this chainsaw. So you can just be standing around eating garlic, and I'll be like pulling the cord on the chainsaw and like, chopping down stuff. But back to garlic. Oh gosh, I went to this one really high end Italian restaurant, and it was so good. What they do, there's a single clove of garlic, but it also grows in a cluster about the size, not the size of your fist, but it's a cluster. And then the way, no, I know. Somebody was telling me that the way they prepared it, they have like a cookie sheet, and they put it in the oven on a broiler, and they chop the hard part off of the garlic, so it's just kind of like laying there, but it's still in a cluster. And you put 4 or 5 of these clusters in the oven, and you sprinkle it with olive oil and rosemary. I mean, you can throw chicken in there, you can throw steak in there, you can throw other stuff too. But what happens is that the garlic cooks. So when you lift it out onto your plate and press it, the hard leaves, or shell area is left behind, and you just have all this amazing, squishy, delicious garlic, which you can spread on bread.
Hey, can you, that squishy thing you said, like you crushed it with the fork or I don't know with what, can you mix it, that squished or crushed garlic with some kind of a tablespoon of a yogurt or orange juice or lemon juice?
Yeah. In Greek and Turkish cooking, they use garlic a lot with yogurt. And let's suppose it's already cooked, you squished it, it has yogurt in it. You could add a little tiny bit of red pepper, and you could put it over like a gyros sandwich, which is the grilled meat on a piece of pide. Like a gyros sandwich is kind of like a pizza in your hand. Yeah, there's so much you can do with garlic. I mean,
when I only tried yogurt for the first time when I was about 25, I think. Yeah, we didn't have it somehow. We had everything: buttermilk and sour cream, everything. Kefir. You know what kefir is? Kefir.
Yeah.
Kefir.
Yes.
How do you call it in English?
Kefir.
Yeah. How do you call it? Do you have it in stores in Walmart in where you come from?
Yeah, it's in lots and lots of high-end grocery stores. It's called kefir.
Oh. No, they don't have to be called kefir. They have to be sell kefir.
Well, that's it's just called kefir, and they have it plain, and they also have it flavored. They have some that's blueberry, they have some that's strawberry, they have some that is peach. But the first time I really tried, the first time I really tried yogurt was very unusual. I was, oh gosh, this was a long time ago. Yeah, maybe I was, how old was I? I don't know how old I was, but I don't know. I don't know if I cooked some lasagna or cooked some pizza or cooked some kind of Italian thing. And then this person made something called ayran, Ayran, which is a glass with ice and yogurt and water and a little bit of salt. And you stir it up and you drink it with your pizza, with your lahmacun is what's called in Turkey. It's a real thin pizza. And then they also do garlic yogurt as a sauce on top of like skewered meats. Yeah, yogurt with garlic and sort of Greek Italian style stuff is really good. Like to an American who had never tried yogurt in a glass with ice and water and salt, I looked at it and I thought, that looks disgusting. But the person said, well, just try it. And then I actually tried it. It was so good. And I've also tried that experiment on other people, like, hey, let me show you this drink. I go, what are you doing? I'm putting yogurt in a glass with ice and salt. And they go, that looks disgusting, but it's really, really good. And you can also throw in some, like a piece of mint and like really, really confuse them.
Hey, you told me when was the first time you tried yogurt, but can you tell me when was the last time you tried kefir?
On Sunday.
Really? What brand was it?
The name of it was called kefir.
Because I think what you've tried is what you've tried would be like kind of a thin yogurt that gets labeled as kefir. That's why I asked you for a brand, because there are like famous brand. I'm not sure if you have them in the US,
no,
but
the one that I got was called Chobani brand, and that Chobani is a Turkish name that means the shepherd. But I think the company's out of New Jersey or something. But the kefir is very, very popular in Dallas. Like they have yogurt with probiotics in it, and they have flavored yogurts, and they have Greek yogurts, and they have Bulgarian yogurts, and then they have all the kefir there. And I think I was in a store. Yeah, it was Whole Foods. It was, had a lot of great stuff in it. And we got a little blueberry yogurt, and then I think I got a plain one. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah. I also put it on spaghetti and meatballs the other day. I just made some the other day. I can make yogurt.
It's funny you said chaban. We call or chabani because we had in Russian we have the same word chaban, which means also shepherd. I think it's so cross-cultured. Many words are so cross, goes from one culture to another. And basically, if you don't even know the language, you can, start getting an idea of what the other person means.
Well, the Ottoman Empire. Like I know the Russian Empire. Y'all are all about empires too, but the Ottoman Empire was like all over the place, and the Choban. Another short story that I like is Haji Murat, but the food that's described in there. There's a lot of words in that Russian novel that are of Turkish origin or Turkic origin, but Choban. Like a choban is a shepherd, but there's also a type of salad. It's called choban salata. And what you do is it's usually a summer salad, and you take a cucumber and you use a peeler and make stripes on it. And then you cut it into little tiny squares, and then you cut up onions, you cut up mint, you cut up tomatoes, and then you kind of like crush them with your hands. And you put them in a serving bowl, and you put cut up fresh parsley, and then over the whole thing you sprinkle some olive oil, and then you put on top of that some lemon, and it's quite often served all over Turkey, especially along the Bosphorus in Istanbul, and served in Greece too. And the choban salata is usually served alongside some kind of meat dish and with some potatoes, like some fried potatoes. That's great. But I think if I'm in a Texas prison and I say I'd like some choban salata, fried potatoes, and Iskender kebab, I don't think they're going to make that for me in the Texas prison.
What would they make for you?
Well, I really like the stuffed eggplant dish. It's called imam bayildi, which means the priest fainted, or like the holy man fainted, because it's made with so much olive oil. I don't know. If I was going to be in a Texas prison, I'd probably like barbecue. I'd like a beer. I like some lemon meringue pie. I'd like some ice cream. I like peach pie, lemon meringue pie, potato salad, and barbecue.
I would have probably skipped the whole food entirely. I just prefer to drink instead because me and my friend Jack, we're like besties. I'm not sure. In most prisons, they would probably allow me to do that, but in Texas, I don't know. Texas are very traditional, conservative. Inmates probably denied any kind of spirits.
Well, actually, I've known some prisoners. I wouldn't say dated one, but I just want to say that Texas prison system, they're not even air conditioned. That's how backwards we are in human rights. The Texas prisons are not air conditioned. So we're in a heat wave. You know, you might be in a cell by yourself. You might be in a cell with 2-3 other guys, or if you're in a women's prison, not air conditioned.
Okay, so, that's okay. We should maybe discuss this another time. Hey, listen, I'm not that I'm trying to escape from the conversation we're having, but I think that my time's up in terms of that. Because I got a bail out,
yeah,
and
I think we should end on a happy note.
Yeah. Well, it was a happy note because last meal is a happy note.
Well, I mean, the last meal was a happy note, but I was just talking about like there's no air conditioning. But I have air conditioning, and I have pie, and I have yogurt and kefir
and garlic. You have garlic and spaghetti and salad. I don't know what else. You have lemon probably, and cakes and vodka. Do you have vodka?
I'm not a vodka person. I'm tequila and whiskey.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you should be vodka person because once you're in it, you appreciate the experience.
Well, I like Bloody Marys, and I like
that will work.
Vodka martinis.
Yeah. Okay, that was nice talking to you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.